Well, OpenAI just released GPT 5.5, so today we're going to put it to the test. And the real question is simple. Is GPT 5.5 actually better? Or is this just another model that sounds amazing in the announcement, but does not really change much in practice? OpenAI says this is their smartest model so far. They also seem to be focusing a lot more on agents now, which makes sense. I guess they realize that the people really spending money are not just chatting on the website. It is developers, teams, and people using these models to actually build things. They also claim that GPT 5.5 is around the same speed as GPT 5.4, but much smarter. And this is the part that really caught my attention. They say it uses fewer tokens. That is what I want to test today. Because honestly, I was not even using GPT 5.4. For me, GPT 5.3 Codex was already working really well. I have been using it in my series where I build a video game with AI agents, and I did not really feel the need to upgrade. But now GPT 5.5 is here. So let's find out if it is actually smart enough to do the job better, faster, and maybe even cheaper. Since my channel is focused on game development, I'm going to test this inside Unity. I will give the exact same prompt to GPT 5.3 Codex, GPT 5.4, and GPT 5.5. I will check what they build, how many corrections they need, how long they take, and how many tokens they use. And then we will compare everything at the end. So no more talking. Let's go straight into the test. First, we are starting with GPT 5.3 Codex. This is still my favorite model and the one I have been using the most. For all three models, I will use the same prompt. I will also use Unity MCP, so Codex can inspect and modify the Unity scene directly. If you do not know what Unity MCP is, I already have another video on the channel where I show it in more detail. The prompt is going to be simple but specific. I'm asking each model to create a first-person controller. It needs a camera, jumping, sprinting, crouching, and proper movement. I also gave them pretty clear instructions, so there is less room for weird mistakes. So let's select GPT 5.3, put it in plan mode, and see what it does. The first thing we can see is that it starts by inspecting the project. That is good because it needs to understand the setup before using Unity MCP properly. It found the scene. It also found an existing input action asset that comes with the project. Now it is checking the MCP skill to understand the tools better. That is actually a good sign. And now it is testing the MCP tools to make sure they work and to inspect the scene. After that, it goes straight into asking me a few questions. I'm going to answer with what I think makes the most sense, and I will try to give the same answers to every model so the comparison is fair. Alright, now it gave me the implementation plan. Before continuing, I realized I forgot to check the exact token percentage before starting, but that is fine. We will use the 5-hour limit as a reference. As you can see, it already went down by 1%. I had not used it today, so we should have been at 100%. We will use that as our starting point and compare the token usage at the end. Alright, we are back. After around 5 minutes of work, we have the scene set up and the code generated. Let's review the scene. It created a player object with a camera pivot, an FPS camera inside, and a ground check. I can already see that the ground check is not perfectly placed. It is a bit too high, but we will see if it works. The capsule is hidden correctly, so it should not be visible through the camera. It also created a canvas with a crosshair in the center, which is nice. Looking quickly at the input system, I can see that some action assets are not assigned, but maybe this is intentional, and the script finds them later. So let's press play. Small note here. I added a texture to the ground so we can actually see if walking and sprinting feel correct. And as we can see, it is working. I can move the camera. It feels smooth. Walking works. Sprinting works, and the camera bobbing feels really good. But when I jump, something feels a bit wrong. I'm falling too slowly. Let's see what happens if I press jump very fast. And yes, we can basically fly. Like I said before, the ground check was probably not placed correctly. So I'm going to tell Codex to fix it. Alright, it made a few adjustments, and now it works perfectly. The correction took around 55 seconds. Now I can only jump after touching the ground. The falling speed feels normal. And overall, this is a pretty solid first-person controller. So GPT 5.3 Codex managed to create the controller with walking, sprinting, crouching, jumping, camera movement, and head bobbing. It took around 8 minutes in total. It needed only one correction, and it used around 8% of the token limit. Considering everything, I'm giving this implementation an 8 out of 10. It worked well. It needed one fix, so it is not a 10, but it fixed the problem quickly without wasting too much time or too many tokens. So now let's move on to the next test. Now we are testing GPT 5.4. I can already feel that it is a bit faster. And remember, we are starting at 92% tokens. I can see that it is doing more or less the same thing as the previous model. It is checking MCP, checking the assets, and reviewing the input actions. It asked one question less than GPT 5.3. That does not necessarily mean anything. The two questions it did ask were basically the same ones GPT 5.3 asked before. After around 48 seconds, it gave us the implementation plan. So let's tell it to implement everything. Okay, around 5 minutes have passed. We now have the implementation. So far, the speed is more or less the same as GPT 5.3. Now let's see if the result is good. In the scene, the setup looks pretty similar. We have the player, the camera as a child, and the usual structure. But this time there is no ground check object. I'm not sure what it did with the player capsule. It modified it visually, even though it should not be visible in the scene like that. I do not really know why it did that. I can also see that it used the input system in a different way. At first glance, it looks correctly configured, so maybe it works. And I can see that the ground check is handled directly through inspector variables. That is why there is no separate object in the scene. Let's press play and test it. At first, the camera feels smooth like the previous one, but when I start moving, I can already tell there is barely any head bobbing. The movement also feels too smoothed out. It feels like the character is sliding. And now I'm trying to jump, but the player does not jump. That is not great. Also, the crosshair is way too small. Honestly, this is pretty disappointing from GPT 5.4. To be fair, I will give it one more message, just like I did with GPT 5.3, but I'm not sure if it can save this. And it has already used around 7% tokens, basically only 1% less than GPT 5.3. So far, that is not impressive. Alright, let's test the correction. I asked it to fix the problems, so now I'm going to press play again. First impression? The head bobbing is a bit better. Sprint works well. The movement feels better overall. Now let's try jumping.
Okay, it seems like we can jump now.
But we are falling too slowly again. And yes, if I spam space, I can still fly. So yeah, this is quite disappointing. GPT 5.4 took around 2 minutes to make the correction. And even after that, it still did not reach the same quality as GPT 5.3. After the correction, the tokens went down to 82%. So GPT 5.4 used around 10% total. That is 2% more than GPT 5.3. In total, it took 48 seconds to create the plan, around 5 minutes to implement it, and around 2 minutes to correct it. So about 8 minutes total. GPT 5.3 also took around 48 seconds to plan and around 5 minutes to implement, but it only needed about 55 seconds to fix the issue. And the final result was much better. For GPT 5.4, I'm giving the implementation a 4 out of 10. The jump still does not work correctly. It needed a more detailed correction. And even after that, it did not really solve the main problem. So right now, we have a very clear winner. Now it is time for the new model, GPT 5.5. Let's see if it can rescue this test. All right, we are back again. Fresh Unity project. Unity MCP is active. We select the new GPT 5.5 model. We put it in plan mode, and now let's see if it surprises us. Okay, here we have the first difference. It gave us an implementation plan without asking a single question. We will see if that is a good thing. Maybe it is just very confident about what it needs to do. It did take slightly longer than the other models to prepare the plan, but let's see what happens during the actual implementation. Alright, GPT 5.5 finished the implementation. Before I tell you how long it took, write your guess in the comments. Do you think it was faster than GPT 5.4? Slower? Or did it spend more time but produce a better result? Let's review what it actually did first. In the scene, the capsule is correctly placed on the ground. The previous models did not place the capsule perfectly. There is no separate ground check object, at least for now, but I can see that all the necessary parameters are exposed in the inspector. So far, it looks pretty clean. The ground check is handled in the inspector, similar to GPT 5.4. So let's test it directly. First impression, the camera is the snappiest one so far. It has smoothing, but it still feels responsive. When walking, the head bobbing is subtle and natural. The speed feels good. It does not feel like we are sliding. Sprint also feels subtle but solid. I think this is the most realistic controller out of the three. It feels the most professional. Crouching works perfectly. And now the real test. Jumping. And yes, jumping works correctly. No flying bug, no weird slow falling, no broken ground check. Honestly, I was a bit worried. GPT 5.5 would disappoint here, but this is actually a very good result. Now, the question everyone is waiting for, was it faster than GPT 5.4 like OpenAI suggests? Well, it took 6 minutes and 33 seconds to implement. So no, it was not faster than GPT 5.4 in this test, but it also did not need any corrections, and the final result feels more professional. For GPT 5.5, I'm giving the implementation a 9 out of 10. I think it did a really good job. There's always room for improvement, but this was clearly the best result. It took around 48 seconds to prepare the plan. Basically the same as the other models. And in terms of tokens, we are now at 71%. So now let's summarize all three models. GPT 5.3 Codex needed 47 seconds to create the plan. It took 5 minutes and 8 seconds to implement the controller. It needed one correction. That correction took 55 seconds. So the total time was 6 minutes and 50 seconds. The final implementation score was 8 out of 10, and it used around 8% of the token limit. GPT 5.4 needed 48 seconds to prepare the plan. It took around 5 minutes to implement. it needed a correction. That correction took around 2 minutes, and even after that, it still did not fully fix the controller. So the total time was around 7 minutes and 48 seconds. The final implementation score was 4 out of 10, and it used around 10% of the token limit. And finally, GPT 5.5. It took 48 seconds to make the plan. It took 6 minutes and 33 seconds to implement everything. It did not need any corrections. The total time was 7 minutes and 21 seconds. The final implementation score was 9 out of 10, and it used around 11% of the token limit. So what can we conclude from this? Of course, this is not the most scientific test in the world. It is only one Unity task in one specific project with one specific prompt. But I still think the result is interesting. In this test, GPT 5.5 was clearly the most reliable model. It produced the best controller. It made fewer mistakes, and it did not need corrections. But it was not significantly faster than GPT 5.4, and it definitely did not use fewer tokens to complete the task, at least not here. The biggest surprise for me is that GPT 5.4 felt like a clear step back compared to GPT 5.3 Codex. And GPT 5.3 Codex was already the model I trusted the most for AI agent workflows. So for now, even though GPT 5.5 gave the best result, I am not fully convinced that it is the best choice for everyday development. It is smarter, yes, but it is also more expensive in tokens. And if GPT 5.3 Codex can get very close with fewer tokens, that still matters a lot. It really feels like OpenAI is trying hard to push people toward Codex and agent workflows. And honestly, I understand why. This is probably where these models are the most useful, but I would love to know what you think. Have you tested GPT-5 already? Did it feel better for you? Did it save tokens? Or did you get similar results? Let me know in the comments, because I'm really curious to compare experiences. For my part, I think I'm staying with GPT 5.3 Codex for now, at least until OpenAI removes it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.